This week, we finally got some long-awaited PlayStation VR2 hands-on demos. PlayStation VR2 is in the hands of journalists. They've been reporting on it about the last couple of days. This article is from GameSpot. It's titled PlayStation VR2 and Horizon Call the Mountain are a strong reminder of VR's magic. I'm going to get into the article. It says the opening of my Horizon Call the Mountain demo for PlayStation VR2 was a genuine welcome to Jurassic Park moment.
Love it.
It caught me by surprise because honestly, I've cooled off on VR quite significantly, and I think most people have.
Yeah.
To add my own note, I think with Valve Index and that setting such a high bar, it's been hard for it to be a really competitive market because certain VR headsets are just for very like particular groups of people, because Index kind of cornered that enthusiast space, whereas the Meta Quest now is the Oculus Quest is kind of like the main consumer. Everyone is invited sort of headset.
Well, what I kind of see is that VR, if you are a VR enthusiast, you are keeping up and buying new things. And if you're not into VR, you're just not into VR. Like there's not a lot of onboarding, like new people jumping into VR from what I see, or an interest of that right now.
Because the very high bar of entry too, unless you play like at a friend's house, whatever. That's the only way in which you can kind of experience this, or do one of those like, I don't know, one of those rooms in downtown LA, or in the city that's like, oh, you get a party together and do a VR game where you got like backpacks on and do that whole thing.
Dumb.
I'm going to continue. All this is to say, in a relatively short period of time, VR went from an exciting future to an ordinary present, and in many ways lost its luster in the process, as we were just talking about. Now VR headsets are just another entertainment device vying for your time, attention, and money. But what hasn't changed is the potential that made VR so exciting in the first place, which largely remains unfulfilled. Sony has touted much higher visual fidelity for PlayStation VR 2, which, for the tech spec obsessed people out there, amounts to an OLED display that offers a resolution of 2000 by 2040 per eye, HDR, refresh rates of 90 Hz and 120 Hz, and a 110-degree field of view. This is all impressive on paper, but when you experience it with a headset on, it's a bit of magic. And this comes from IGN's Bo Moore, this bit that I'm going to say right now, that is just simply... he didn't notice the screen door effect at all. The cameras, the eye cameras in the headset make it so whatever you're looking at, the headset is focusing on, so that it can render that more effectively as opposed to things that are more in your peripheral vision. So drastically reducing, and like to Bo Moore's experience, completely negating
which is
any
awesome.
sort of screen door, which if you're not familiar, screen door is literally like, it looks like you're looking through a screen door, like a mesh. If you've ever used VR before, it's noticeable. It makes text hard to read. It is very, like, in my opinion, very immersion breaking. So I'm really glad to see that this is kind of like a part of the past with PlayStation VR 2, so it sounds. Vincent, what else do we got from the rest of the article?
So we have Timur Hussein, who writes this article, says, the level of detail on display was genuinely overwhelming, mostly because I didn't expect it from a VR game. I know how dismissive that sounds of all the VR games out there, of which there are certainly more than a few impressive looking ones. However, there's a clear line between the way a VR game and a non-VR game look. There's a level of richness, detail, and polish that separates the two. Horizon Call of the Mountain blurs that line on PSVR2, which is awesome to hear. Even at this early stage, it seems clear PSVR2 will be capable of powering impressive games, but perhaps what I'm most excited about is knowing that I'll be able to play them on the headset that feels comfortable and delivers a good user experience on top of it. Also, with this article, it is so long. I'm like cherry picking paragraphs to put in here, kind of to, make a smaller narrative here. But when all was said and done, I ended my time with PSVR 2 with much more of an interest in it than when the hardware was initially announced. Horizon Call of the Mountain admittedly didn't do anything particularly novel, but it served as a visual benchmark for the kind of experience a AAA team with the backing of a big publisher can achieve in these early stages. It was certainly impressive. So that's great to hear. And then I brought in a couple points from CNET. They did some coverage of the PSVR 2 hands-on experience as well. And from CNET, they say, I prefer the much lighter weight, larger field of view, higher res, OLED display equipped PSVR system, or PSVR 2 headset to the Quest 2. So they prefer this over the Quest 2. While the Quest 2 is still the best self-contained VR system around, the PSVR 2 looks like it could be the destination for a whole new wave of more impressive VR games. All I know is I want to play more. When I got home after my weekend in California, because they have to visit San Mateo's studio, or San Mateo
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation to play it. I saw my unplugged pile of PSVR cables sitting on my desk. I look at the old heavy headset and the ancient controllers. The PSVR2 in retrospect feels even more amazing in comparisons. This is great. This is great news that it really feels like an
That's
upgrade.
great. I heard a few minor nitpick complaints that were around controllers and around some of the headset accessibility, for example. And it's in comparison to the Valve Index, which is, mind you, a $1,000 headset. It's $999 for the
Yeah.
headset and controllers with the Valve Index, in addition to the gaming PC that you would need to run the content.
Yes.
But a few of those things included, they really liked how the Valve Index had the hand grips so that you can let go of the controller. And the PlayStation VR2 is still dependent on the sort of like side buttons that you would have on a Quest 2
Yeah.
that to like grab things. And they said that after a while, your hands can get kind of sore from holding things, which isn't great, as well as they want integrated audio into the headset or built-in headphones, because Bo Moore said when he was he had a Pulse headset on over it, and he said it's a little bit cumbersome, a little bit harder to try and get that exact placement of where you want it to be comfortable. So that was just a few nitpicky things, as well as the Horizon Call of the Wild demo didn't take use of as much of the features as he wanted, like the haptic feedback or the adaptive triggers, or even the haptic feedback in the headset itself.
And that's kind of what Tamor was saying too, is that it didn't do anything novel, but it was a good showcase of like the visuals. But I think the yet to be determined is if all of these new features that they're kind of, promoting with PSVR 2, like let's see those in action now. But
this game was implemented in the same way that we want the DualSense's features to be implemented more often,
which is great in Last of Us Part 1, by the way, but we could talk about that later.
Great.
We got confirmation again from PlayStation blog post that the PSVR 2 will be coming early 2023. James, that is like so close now, if you really think about it.
It's around the corner.
Really around the corner.
It's around the corner.
I want to ask you again, what do you think the price will be for the PSVR 2? Do we have an updated price?
I think it's going to be... I see it coming in at $400, $399 US, but I wouldn't be surprised if it came in at $499.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it came at $499, but I'm hoping for $399. And then I'm hoping they bundle it. They have PS5 bundles with it for like $900 or whatever. You get both of them, or like something like that. Although those will be scalped and sold for like $1,500 or some BS. That's how it goes. Well, everybody,
I don't know if we'll see that. I don't know if we'll see the bundle, but
not right off the bat,
because we just didn't see that with the PlayStation VR 1 headset.
No, and I mean PS5s are still hard to come by right now.
Exactly,
which is tough.
So I don't know.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this clip on PSVR 2. Let us know in the comments what you think of this, and if you're playing VR, if you're planning on picking this up, all that good stuff. If you want to listen to the entire podcast, you can go on podcast platforms for free. Just type in Strictly Casual Checkpoint. It's a little blue box right there. It says Checkpoint in yellow. Or if you're listening on audio platforms and you want to check out this clip, the video on YouTube, you can go to youtube.com/strictlycasual, and it'll be PSVR 2 hands-on or something like that. I don't know. I haven't created that yet, but thanks, guys. Appreciate it.